This is Darren. Welcome back with chapter 23. This one, I'm actually making a part or an engine part in the hallway right behind the cockpit entrance. It's listed in the Corellian Engineering Corporation blueprints or floor plan as a hydraulic system. So, knowing that, I decided to use a lot of these pieces that give the impression of plumbing or hydraulic lines. This was kind of fun. It's just grabbing a whole bunch of parts that I just like with no intention on how I'm doing it and just seeing what happens. I've always liked these type of parts right here because they kind of harken back to some of the spaceship ones. So some of you might be wondering why I titled chapter 23 How Many Times. In editing, there's a lot of stuff I take out. In this, I'm going to show you just one thing that takes a lot of testing. If you would, I'd like you to count how many times I test this one part, putting it into the Millennium Falcon and taking it out to redesign it or add something or change it or see if it fits better into the build. But you'll see how many times just one single part can be tested over and over and over. And this is with everything on the Millennium Falcon. So just kind of add that up how many times I do just this one part with everything I do on the Millennium Falcon, from the cockpit to the control panels to the chairs to the trim, any of these engine parts. This is what I do for hours. And as always, and I wish you could hear it in the background, I have my music blaring and I'm just in the zone when I'm doing these parts. As the redesign moves along, I look forward to these actual little sections where you get to get super detailed in the engine parts and some of the inner workings of the Millennium Falcon. And there's definitely going to be people, naysayers, that say, no, that's not what it looks like. This is my own art. This is what I'm having a blast at. And I take a lot of liberties in what things look like and how large they are in the ship. And I actually add some smaller and larger extra engines and parts and stuff in here because it just gets so fun building these little contraptions. Some might also think, oh, he's taking in and out of the ship just for the post. No, you got to remember this is all sped up and I can't show all the space in between every time I'm taking the piece out. So it's literally an hour, 2 hours sometimes in between some of this. I'll actually stop, go do something else, come back and take up where I left off. Even though this compartment is kind of compact and shoved behind a hallway in the exterior hall, I still try to leave just enough room in there so that a minifig can squeeze its way in there, or I can put it in there somewhere and make it look like it's working on stuff. So when I do the floors, I also try to leave enough studs that somewhere in there I can click a minifig in or make a scene out of this area. As always, if you've made it this far, if you've watched it all, thank you very, very much. I appreciate everybody that finds any of this interesting as I do. If you haven't already, please follow, subscribe, share the videos. I'm sure there's others out there that love it just as much as we do. This is Darren.